I used to practice as a physician, family practice, for about 10 years. And then I decided I wanted to do something else. And in between, I got a master's degree in public health. And then I heard about Literacy DuPage on a volunteer website, and I thought that this might be a good match for me because I love reading and books, and I also learned from, in public health, the number one thing that's associated with good health is actually education. So I thought, well, this would be a kind of a good way to tie together my interest, and also it's a good way to meet people from different cultures and learn things, and so it just it's a good experience.
And then so is Anila your first learner, or have you had multiple?
She's my first learner. I think I did the training almost 2 years ago. The way the training works, you meet your learner after like 2 or 3 lessons, so it's really almost our 2-year anniversary. So.
You're also a board member,
Yes.
right? Tell us a little bit about how you got into that as well.
Since I have time, because I don't work full time, I thought it was a really interesting organization, and I wanted to see if I could contribute more by becoming a member of the board. I thought that maybe I could contribute because being a tutor, I have knowledge of the programming. That's also been a learning experience because I haven't been a board member on anything else before. Being on a board, there is a lot of trying to work as a group to figure out the best way to change the program, make it better, to find money for things, to evaluate aspects of it. And I think it takes a while to, like anything, to really feel like comfortable with what you're doing. And I've been a board member, it hasn't been 2 years yet, but I've only just started understanding a little bit about what it is that we're doing and how to do it. And I think that's pretty common with people on boards, is you join a board because you feel like you want to be more involved, but then you kind of learn on the job, like what does that really mean? Currently we have some new things going on with Literacy DuPage that are in the works that have required a lot of discussions and meetings. Actually, we just got our second board member who's a tutor, but none of the other board members have done the tutoring, so.
Do you think being a tutor helps you understand what goes on behind the scenes a little bit?
Absolutely, yeah, because a lot of times we talk about like, well, what's a better way to do the tutor training? And none of the other board members have gone through the training, but I have, so I can say, well, maybe we could do this, or maybe we should, I don't think this part was really that effective, or maybe there's different ways we can do it that are more efficient or make things. One of the issues with tutor training is it takes many hours for the tutor training, and it's difficult for some tutors to get to it. So we're working on ways that maybe they can do some of the training online and not all of it in person. But I have more insight as to what would be, how that would be better and how that would not be better.
So when exactly did you become a board member? Was it before or after?
It was actually after.
After. Okay. What do you think is the greatest thing you've learned, either, we can start with as a tutor from working with Anila, and then also being a board member?
As a tutor, the most interesting thing to me is how difficult English is. I didn't really appreciate that so much. I mean, it's hard to appreciate your own language as being challenging. We spend a lot of time on things that are very little, like prepositions and verb endings and things like that. And the fact that words have so many different meanings, I didn't fully appreciate that, the challenges that it is to learn English. And it really makes me appreciate when people are able to learn English so well, because I think it must be very difficult. Anila, she speaks Albanian, which is very different from English. So, and it's also challenging because it's not unlike Spanish, where maybe I know a little familiarity. I don't know any Albanian, although it turns out every once in a while some words are the same, right?